but it was a lot of fundamentals that came out, as everyone knows right here. So it was kind of risky trading that, but
man, that's a trade setup right there. Bro, that's a trade setup right there, bro. What are we talking about? He can stop this video right here, and he just gave y'all game.
Have faith in your mind, have faith in your grind, invest in yourself, transform the new time. Have faith in your mind, have faith in your grind, invest in yourself, transform the new time. When you trade and get paid, trade and get paid, trade and get paid, trade and get paid, oh yeah, trade and get paid, trade and get paid.
What's going on, everybody? It's Joe Giunta with Trend Trading Academy. I'm here to help you trade and get paid. And I told you I'm about to do this reaction video. I got TTA students that sent me their trade setups, and I'm going to react to it. I'm not holding nothing back. I'm not, going to just give favorites because they're TTA students and nothing like that. I already told them if they do something good, I'm going to give them props. If they do something crazy, I'm gonna call them out on it. This is public, but I wanted you guys to be able to be in on this, and we're gonna have a little fun with it. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you click that bell, get notified. We're gonna do more reaction videos, and as you know, we're constantly bringing like a lot of value in all of our videos, bringing lots of different strategies, and I'm even giving you the Forex forecast every single week. So if the channel is bringing you value, make sure you share it. Tell somebody. Man, invite your friends, your family. Let's go. Let's grow this channel. If you want to become a student like these guys, I want you to go to trendtrading.academy, join the classroom, jump in there with us, and then you could be part of what we see going on here too. For now, though, let's get to that reaction. Let's get to these charts.
What's going on, guys? My name is Kyle Preston. I've been a student at TTA for a little bit over a year now. I just kind of wanted to walk you guys through how I mark up my charts.
So Kyle, so let me give you guys a little briefing. Kyle, shout out to Kyle, where he's been a student for a little over a year now, and man, this guy, he's grinding. So let me just give you a little bit of background. Kyle is grinding. So shout out to you. He's a longtime subscriber on the Trading Get Paid channel, TTA student, and this guy, man, he's in the community all the time. He's watching videos. He's trading. I mean, he's really doing this. So this is not like somebody who doesn't really know what they're talking about. This dude's been around for a little while, and he's really doing a good job when it comes to putting the things he's learning in TTA into practice. And what I like about Kyle is what I've noticed is that he does a lot of like really kind of making it his own. So shout out to you, Kyle. I appreciate you, man, and man, let's see what we're getting into.
I'm going to be marking up for this London session, and I'm going to be marking up GU for you guys.
All right,
so
GU.
First thing I like to do is look at my overall direction. You can see GU's in this but bearish trend right here. We broke our pullback area here, so everything's looking pretty good to continue this downtrend right now. We're at a little bit.
All right, so I want you to see what he did right there. So what he did, you see how he's starting on the daily time frame, and he put his trend line there showing you the overall direction. But you notice how he was talking about this little pullback zone. See, that's powerful. That's actually big shout out to Kyle for that, because what he really is identifying is a counter trend. He's identifying something that's going on that is, many people would be faked out by that. Many people would see a low, a higher low, and then they would start getting faked out. But he understood by this trend line that this was, a continuation, and it really continued in the downtrend. So that's fire. So now you see how he's talking about this pullback zone. That's fire, because when he go from 1, 2, the same way he did up here, 1, 2, 1, 2, go through, you see that's broken right here. So that's what he's talking about. So yeah, good take on that. Simple market structure, but that's really solid.
Where price is going to have a hard time to break and decide which way it wants to go, but I think we'll have to go down to the smaller time frame to see if we can tighten anything up and make it a little cleaner for us to be able to get a trade out of it. One thing I am going to mark up, this little demand area on the daily.
Okay, so supply and demand. He's looking at the
Just
demand
so
zone.
I'm aware of it when price comes down to it.
Hey,
I'm not
hey, hold up. He's got all the little stuff set up in trading view. I see you now, Kyle. He got all the little presets on his template. So this ain't his first time on here, man. This guy's doing it. All right. So I like that. Let's go.
Be like, oh man, I didn't realize that was a demand area. Now we'll go over here and go to
supply. Yep. All right.
And you guys can see how price just left these areas really, really, really fast. So that's how I kind of go through and mark up my supply and demand areas. I do see this area right
so you
here.
see how he's talking about it came down and it left the areas real fast. So it came down and it had demand. You see how it pushed up real hard, came up, and then the supply filled the demand, and it pushed real hard back down. So that's what he's talking about there. But that's good.
Structure. Looks like the price is trying to break that little structure area right there. Looking left, it's good here. Touched, almost touched here. So I like that area. And again, with me being a scalper, I just like to try and get a big picture of what's happening on the daily. I don't really give it a whole lot of time.
So he is a scalper. He just told you he's a scalper. You just heard that. But he's on the daily time frame. So now not everybody does that. And you know, for me, when I'm scalping, I really start on a 4-hour chart. I really don't go all the way up to the daily. Now you can go and get like the daily high and the daily low, and then go scalp on the 15-minute chart or something, or even the 5-minute chart. But he's starting all the way up on the daily. So I'm interested to see how that plays out.
I just like to basically get my overall direction and look for structure points that price is at and respected. So now we'll go down to the 4-hour chart.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see we're in this pullback right here of this down move. I'll throw a little line on there so you guys can see.
All right, so he's breaking down that pullback.
Right,
he's breaking down that pullback that we saw on the daily. Now he's breaking that down.
That would have been a nice trade to happen, but it was a lot of fundamentals that came out, as everyone knows, right here. So it was kind of risky trading that. But
man, that's a trade setup right there, bro. That's a trade setup right there, bro. What are we talking about? He can stop this video right here, and he just gave y'all game. If you have watched any videos that I've put out about trend lines, go back and watch the video that I did showing you the 4 simple trend line techniques. He just basically showed you the trend line techniques that I showed you on YouTube. He's showing them to you right here from a student. That's fire, bro. That is fire, bro. That right there, look at this. If you just using them simple trend line techniques that I've already taught you guys on YouTube, I've already gave you that stuff. If you just use that, the inner, the outer trend line, the counter trend line, and using that right there, look at that trade setup right there. Now I understand that he maybe there's some news involved and different things, but bro, look at this structure. Look at how beautiful that is. That's fire. That's fire right there. Kyle, shout out, bro. Shout out to you. Good stuff. That's dope.
That would have been a nice trade.
Let's go.
Remove that. I'll go through and tighten this area up here. Go down to these bodies. You can see price has rejected right here at this level and closed right back above it. Tried breaking it again, didn't close. We're going to look left again since we moved it and just make sure price is respecting this area, which it is. Look, everything looks good there.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I do see right off the bat here is a fib level.
Yep.
Pull this Fibonacci out and mark up.
I already knew it. I already knew he was going to the fib. I already knew he was going to the fib because as soon as I seen that drop right there, what do we do? When we see the extension, what's the next thing we want to do? As soon as we start to see a pullback, we want to know where the golden zones are at. Immediately. We want to know what the fib is telling us. So I already knew he was going to the fib. That's fire. That's fire. So good stuff. So far, Kyle, you doing it, bro. Man, this guy's a TTA student. Bro, you're doing it right, man. You're doing your top-down analysis. And I still got, we're only 3 minutes into this video. But I'm already seeing that Kyle is doing his due diligence to make sure he does it right. He's not wasting time or just jumping down into something without measuring first. You guys have heard me say it 1,000 times. Measure twice, cut once. What is Kyle doing? He's measuring twice. That's fire. Good job, Kyle.
Look left and make sure that this golden zone is tested.
See what I tell you? He's going to the golden zone.
So I'll take this, drag it over, which, as you guys can see, it is touched here, went up, touched here, barely went up, but finally broke through, but we pulled right back up above it, and ever since
Drag the box, yep, just like
we've been
taught him.
holding. Now we broke it again,
Fire.
came back to retest it.
Fire, right
So
there.
interesting to see if this is going to continue down.
Look at that.
Or what's going to happen with it. You can see
Bro.
right now we're kind of
Bro,
consolidating.
look at, oh my goodness. Bro, these golden zones are crazy. These golden zones are so fire. If you're not using golden zones, I don't even know what to tell you. If you're not using golden zones, you are just, you're missing out on one of the most powerful tools that we have in Forex. Golden zones are powerful. You need to watch, I got videos on the golden zones. Go back and watch my Fibonacci video. My Fibonacci video where I teach you how to use the fibs. Man, I'm telling you, the golden zone is sick. It helps you understand the overall movement. It gives you, even if you understand predictive golden zones, which I teach in TTA in my advanced class, you can see where price is going to be before it even gets there. That's fire. That's fire. Look at that golden zone structure all the way down.
I do see this area of structure here. Looking just at these higher time frames, price pulled back above it here and kind of messed around. But I really like this area here. How price just held there and went back and then broke through, retested it, and dropped. So I like that area there.
Right.
I like the fact that we're below the 50, telling me that sellers are in the market. And you guys can, we can obviously see that once we broke the 50, price never looked back. As far as any patterns, I don't.
Now
really
that's a
see
J
any
move right
real
there.
pattern.
You see what he just did? See how he said, I see how we're below the, in fact, watch this. Let me go back. Let me just go back just a couple of seconds because you need to see that. Watch this. Just go back. Listen to what he's saying right here.
See that once we broke the 50, price never looked back.
Look at that. See, let me let you listen to that one more time.
The fact that we're below the 50, telling me that sellers are in the market. And you guys can, we can obviously see that once we broke the 50, price never looked back.
Never look back. He said once we broke the 50, price never looked back. That's a Jay Wayne move, a Jay take profits move if I ever heard one. You know, so he got in there. He saw. Now notice he didn't go to the 50 first. Noted, man. I'm telling you, man. Kyle, you making TTA look good tonight, bro. You doing your thing, bro. Look, notice how he did not go to the 50 first. He did all of his due diligence and did all the markups and got his structure, his golden zones, and then used the 50 as confirmation of what he's already seeing. That's fire. And now once you break that 50, you already know it's a wrap. You already know it's about to go dropping down now because now price is going to extend before another correction. So, man, bro, Kyle, man, we're going to have a talk, bro. We're going to have a talk, my man. You pay attention too much in class. You're going to be like, you like one of them students that is like the sits with the teacher, you know, you like the teacher's pet, you know. Man, this is fire, bro. You're killing it.
As far as any patterns, I don't really see any real patterns right off the bat.
Now that's where I would say, hold on. He said he didn't see no patterns, and I agree that there's not a fully developed pattern. But if you look here in the 4 hour, you can see where we have an uptrend, sideways, downtrend, which could essentially end up being a teacup, an inverted teacup right here. And you see the handle forming. And how we know that is because of that big wick. That big wick could show us that we're going to get a handle formed here. But that's no guarantee. He's right in what he said, that there's no pattern formed. But my eyes kind of already go to looking for patterns. And I realize that patterns play within patterns. So this downtrend could essentially be an inverted flagpole, you know, kind of giving us that handle on the flag being the handle and coming down to get back to our demand. So that could be, we don't know that yet, but I'm just saying there's some things in there. But I understand what he was saying, though. That's good.
On the daily, we see that we're in a downtrend, which is just a pullback of a bigger uptrend. But again, that's going to be days and days and days and weeks maybe.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
okay.
that's long term.
That's pretty much all I look at on the 4 hour, guys. I look up just these main structure areas. And now we'll go down to the 1 hour and see if we can tighten it up a little bit, see if we can get some areas where we could potentially look at entering a trade at.
Yeah.
So we go down to the smaller time frame.
So he's talking about entering on the 1 hour. Okay.
Price is still respecting that area good. This little white line here, respecting it good. Right here we kind of poked our head above it, pulled back down below, poked out.
And just because something poked its head above like that doesn't mean it's broken. It could be a fake out.
You guys can see how price shot back up above there, and now it's creating a little bit of a wick right here. But interesting to see. You guys can see we're in a downtrend here still, but again, I'm not going to throw a trend line on it just because I like my trend lines to be super clean points, and to me this isn't really that clean looking. Like it's just consolidating.
Right.
So there's no real way for me to put a trend line on it.
Now he could do he could have done from here. He could have did a like my fan strategy of a trend line from here to here, a trend line from here to here, and then each point of structure. But since it's going sideways, we really don't need that. All we really want to do is just box that up, and then that will give us every information we need.
I do see a head and shoulders here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's weird because this head and shoulders is pulling off this down.
He said a head and shoulder. Now I got to hear what he's about to say because he's saying he sees a head and shoulders. I don't know if I see a head and shoulders, but a head and shoulders would want to come from the downside to the upside. If it's like, if it's what he's saying, you'd want it to come up and then form a shoulder, head, shoulder, and then back down, and we would trade the neckline break. However, if we do have something that forms like a head and shoulders that comes from the upside like this, down and then up, that you can still have a pattern. And really what will end up happening is you have a down, a little bit of what looks like a head and shoulders in between, and then it pulls back down to really form a double bottom here. And you get a double bottom right here like this before pushing back up. So yeah, that is interesting, but I don't know if I would call that a head and shoulders, especially with some of the abnormality you have in here too. Let's see what he's talking about.
On move, and usually we like to see a head and shoulders form off of a bullish move. If it's a
literally just what I just said.
We want to see an inverted head and shoulders, but you guys can see that we've printed a regular head and shoulders. And we broke the neckline, but now we pulled back to the neckline, and it's kind of rejecting in both spots. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
Yeah. Anytime you see a pattern that comes from an abnormal place, it doesn't give you like the actual, direction that you anticipated. It's not that it can't happen. It just gives you a lower percentage of fulfillment. Instead of having like maybe a 75 to 80% chance of a neckline break, now you have maybe like a 50% chance of a neckline break, and you might end up getting a rejection.
We are below the 50, telling me that sellers are predominant, and you can see how price came up to the 50 and just dropped really hard. So sellers really stepped in there. One thing I do notice,
that's that rejection of the 50. That 50 rejection is strong.
Let me delete that and pull the fib out. I do see another golden zone area right here. That price has been respected.
And notice it's right at his structure.
Came down, pulled into it, and rejected, closed back up above it.
Fire.
And it looks like this could be retesting that golden zone to pull back up to this golden zone.
So you see what he did. He's got price sandwiched in between the two. You guys see how I teach you all the time how to basically capture the candles, right? Go from much larger information, 1,000 pip range, and we want to narrow it down within, if you're a scalper, you really want to narrow it down within like 10 or 20 pips, to get that fire, sniper entry.
Wait and see. I'm going to see if we can take this line and move it down here. And then we'll look left. See, we can. We got two touches here.
Structure, yeah.
Broke it. This blue candle pulled back for a retest of it.
To the upside off of there.
Retested. Got a little messy here, but once we pulled back above it
retested.
and retested it, you can see we never looked back until we broke it right here. A lot of times with the head and shoulders, I'll cut the head off, but with this being an abnormal pattern, I'm not going to do that. I want to stay on the safe side with this trade.
Good job.
And we've got so much stuff.
Hey.
We've got a golden zone on either side that's in the way.
Yeah.
And
So he's
to
using
me, it's
precaution.
just better safe than sorry. Let's give this trade some breathing room and see what happens with it.
Fire.
So that's pretty much how I mark up, guys. I'm pretty much going to wait for price to break these levels. That's pretty much it.
All right.
I'd really like to see price break these golden zone areas, because either way, if we're going to trade a breaker of one of these levels, we're going to be trading right into a golden zone.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I might even be like, hey, I might not trade GU tonight, just because of how it's looking. We got golden zones on both sides, support and resistance in the way. So it could consolidate for a while, or it could just break. We don't really know. That's why we have rules in place, and we got to follow our rules every single time.
Right.
But I hope this video kind of showed you.
You notice what he said. You got to have your rules in place, and you got to be able to follow your rules every single time. So Kyle is a disciplined trader. He's learning more and more how to become disciplined. So he's not going to let something that might look tempting take him away from wanting to actually, just stay back and just be patient and wait for the right setup. Maybe a novice trader or a beginner might see that and say, I'm going to trade the rejection off of the zone immediately, but then it's a fake out, it goes the other way, or you trade into the golden zone, and so there's a lot to think about there. What would be better is, like Kyle said, wait for the breakout of the golden zone, and then, now you have, instead of trading into a golden zone, you're trading away from a golden zone. So that's fire. Risk management is the most important thing. So, good job. You
guys a little bit of how to mark up. Again, this isn't like a really full in-depth thing. It's kind of more just showing you guys how we go through and mark up every day when we're getting ready to trade. So
it's what we do.
Hope you guys learned something from it, and good luck trading. Thank you.
Let's go. So that's it. So Kyle, bro, first of all, let me just say this, bro. You killed it, man. You killed it. That's a really good setup because it's solid chart analysis, and he came from a place of risk management. A couple of times he told you, I don't know about that because it wouldn't have given us, it would have been risky, so I like the fact that he came from a perspective of chart analysis and risk management. So that was good. I think he kind of gets a little bit sticky when he talks about that head and shoulders. In my opinion, when you have, if that would have been a very, very clean head and shoulders with no sideways movement in between, I would have looked past the fact that it came from the upside because it was clean, and we could have at least took a scalp, like he said, maybe cut the head off and take it like that. But for me, I think that's probably a little bit of a reach to try to make that into a head and shoulders. But that's not to say it can't happen. I'm just saying, for me, that's not how I would not take that trade like that. Me personally, I would simply box that whole that little range right there. I would box that little range up, and I would just trade the breakout one way or the other. I would just say, I'm not going to have bias. I'm just going to let the market do what the market wants to do, and I'm going to ride the wave. That's how I would do it. And I think that's how Kyle would do it too, personally, but I'm just going off what I see, said right here on the camera. Overall, I would say very high score. Kyle, you killed it. Good risk management, good chart analysis, clean top-down analysis, and you captured the candles within a zone using strong fibs. And I only seen you use one indicator. I know you got the stochastic RSI on the chart, maybe for confirmation. I'm not sure how you use that. You didn't talk about that. But I only seen you refer to one indicator, and that's a strong one in the 50 moving average. So that's solid. That's price action trading, market structure. That's getting all your stuff in order. And so super solid. I would say very high marks on that. I would give you an A, like a B plus to an A. If it pans out with a head and shoulders, I'll come back next week and I'll tell you got an A plus. All right, but I would say you got an A on this assignment. You got an A on this one. So you keep that up. man, you're gonna be trading 6 figures in no time, 7 figures in no time. So shout out to you, Kyle. Why don't we YouTube? Make sure you comment below and just drop an emoji, maybe a strong arm emoji, a fire emoji. You know, drop a 1 in the comments, however you want to do it. That's how we do it in TTA. But I want y'all to just give Kyle a shout out. Let Kyle know what you think of his setup, and let him know that out here in YouTube land, we appreciate the TTA students taking their time to give value to YouTube. So shout out to Kyle. All right, guys, there you have it. That's the first reaction video in this series. Kyle Preston, shout out to you one more time. And shout out to the YouTube fam taking the time to see how the TTA students are bringing the game. You know, it's not just me. It's not just Jay. You know, Robert. You know, we're training up people that are very capable and skillful with the charts. We're not just, you know, having you depend on us. We're not just having you depend on signals. We're not just having you like on a hook, you know, always and forever going to be dependent. In fact, the very thing you hear Jay Wayne say it all the time. What is our goal? We want to make help you become independent traders, right? And so like that's the whole goal here. And as you can see in Kyle's video, he has a very skillful way with the charts, you know? So that's fire, man. You know, that's why really, be honest with you, that's why you need to be with TTA. You need to go and join TTA today. Don't waste no more time, because you see what's happening with our students. These guys are giving solid analysis, and we're winning together as a team. The whole team is eating, you know? We want you to have your time freedom. We want you to be able to empower the people around you. We want to make you a 6-7 figure trader. I want to help you get to the next level from where you are now. If this video brought you value, I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell, get notifications every time we drop content. And I'm going to tell you, you heard a lot of information in this video. So what I want you to do to close it out is I want you to watch that video right over there, because that's going to help you tie in a lot of the stuff that you just saw. I already plugged you with a top couple in the top. This one is going to really bring you to the next level and show you how to grow your account. I'll see you in the next video.